So to start, I love that MacArthur Park is in this movie because I
Yes.
think that song is insane.
It's crazy.
Why is the recipe gone forever? I don't understand where it went. But
Why was the cake left in the rain?
yeah, why is
I
it
mean,
on the
I
rain?
know.
There's so many questions about this song. But when you are in a movie like Beetlejuice, and know that, like, okay, in the first Beetlejuice, everyone was doing the Deo thing
Yeah.
after. Are you excited to be in a scene like that, or are you kind of like, I don't want to be involved in the dancing?
I was thrilled to be in the scene. I just remember thinking, why would we choose this song? Like, it's so not. And I don't know. Tim has this very sort of piquant sense of humor and taste in music, and I trust that he chose the right song. But like you, I thought it was terrible.
It's just, it doesn't make any, like, I
know.
can talk about MacArthur Park for so long. Also, you get to play this man who, there's not a genuine word that comes out of his mouth, and I
No.
do think it's very funny. Mm-hmm. How, when you're approaching a character like that, do you kind of like figure out, like, all right, well, here's the 12 things he's actually thinking about with this one line that he's saying?
I don't know. We sort of, me and Tim struck on a bunch of funny stuff that we thought or just made us laugh, which is that, yes, it's definitely a toxic relationship. He's a complete narcissist. He's sort of almost in his own soap opera. Like, every sort of close-up on him is, in his brain, everything is sort of a close-up on him. And it just made us laugh. Like, it was a giggle. Like, we thought, we couldn't go too far with it. But we also wanted it to feel kind of like a real codependent relationship.
Yeah, and I say this to everyone who's on the show because it's my favorite show of all time. How does something like Parks and Recreation, which you have these like big comedy legends that you're going up against, help you prepare for comedy in things like this, which is a little off kilter and a little more like nuanced comedy?
I don't know. I've been lucky. I've been able to work with some of the best in the business. So I'm not like intimidated or I don't know how it prepares me. I think, it's always great when you have sort of a similar comedic funny bone to the people that you're working with, if the same things are making you laugh, because comedy is one of those things that everyone thinks they have a great sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one person that's like, oh, I don't have a very good sense of humor. But you want all the people's comedy to sort of align. So when that happens, like it did here, like you get good stuff.
And I have to ask, because you and I both have a lot of tattoos. You can't, all mine are on my arms.
Where are yours?
They're all
Oh,
up.
there we go.
It's all like here
Yeah.
and on my back
Gotcha.
and stuff.
Same.
So looked like I was lying for a minute. But for me, it always, like, I feel really cool and confident because I have all these tattoos. When you're going into something like a Tim Burton movie and you already kind of have that air about you as a human, how does your costumes and the set and all of that help you play into like creating a character?
Completely. There's the old, I don't know. Charlie Chaplin found his cane, and his hat. When we found that wig that has that dumb ponytail on the back, that was like, we tried a bunch of different wigs on, and then when we put that one on, we were like, oh, this is the biggest D-bag in the world. And so it made us laugh really hard. So, yeah, those kinds of things totally help a character. Like, I love putting on a big pair of glasses or a mustache or, doing something that's just absurd.
How does, Tim Burton is known for his stories and his worlds and all that stuff, and you're a screenwriter yourself. How does your screenwriting background kind of help you interact with like directors and screenwriters like Tim Burton?
Well, with Tim, it's perfect because he immediately wanted me to, sort of deploy whatever I could on the character in terms of sort of coming up with lines and things like that. It's a bummer when no one embraces it, because then you're like, hey, I have an idea, which is fair. Sometimes people have worked very hard on the script and they don't want it touched, which is also fine. But Tim's extremely collaborative. He wants everyone to bring to bear every talent that they have. So he was very open to me improvising, coming up with things, sort of slipping things in between the bricks that wasn't necessarily there.
And what for you, though, was like the one thing that you got to see on the set that you were like, cool, this is what I wanted to see, being on a Beetlejuice Tim Burton set?
That baby was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. That puppet, because it really was an incredible piece of artwork and machinery. It could do facial expressions, it could crawl, it could sit up, it could, and it had a million people controlling its facial expressions. That thing was incredible.
Oh, I can't wait for everyone to get to see it. Thank you so much for talking with me. I really appreciate you.
My pleasure. Good talking to you.